Peace will fill the world when we finally understand that only from within can it be spread throughout the land. Every single person living peace in what we do, only then will our dream come true. Only then will our dream come true. Only then will our dream come true.
Good morning, friends. I'm Leona Evans, minister at Unity of San Luis Obispo, an inclusive, progressive, spiritual community affirming the good in all life. Welcome to our Sunday morning live stream. I'm delighted to be here. I'm thrilled that you chose to join us today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being there as we set about affirming that there's one presence and one power in all of the universe and in our lives. That is Spirit, God, the good. That each of us has that presence within us. Each of us is that presence. And we are to Spirit as the drop of water to the ocean, of the same substance. We are divine by nature. Our goal is to express the ideas of God held in mind that are ours to accomplish. And so we're here today to talk about these ideas and talk about opening ourselves up to ways to express ourselves that help us see the face of God in all creation. But before we get started, let's make sure that we are relaxed and prepared to focus our attention on the message, the music, and the meditation for today. Breathe deeply and relax. Find yourself in a comfortable position. See that your body is free of tension and that your mind and heart are awakened in anticipation of the realization that we are one with all good. Let's take another deep breath and let us affirm our invocation statement. Together, I am now in the presence of pure being, immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. Once again, I am now in the presence of pure being, immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. And so it is. Amen. Let us begin our service today, as always, with a joy song performed by Matthew J. Evans.
Good morning. Today we're going to sing I Love Myself the Way I Am. Please sing along with the lyrics on the bottom of the screen. I love myself the way I am. There's nothing I need to change. I'll always be the perfect me. There's nothing to rearrange. I'm beautiful and capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. I love you the way you are. There's nothing you need to do. When I feel love inside myself, it's easy to love you. Behind your fears, your rage and tears, I see your shining star. And I love you just the way you are. I love the world the way it is, 'cause I can clearly see that all the things I judge are done by people just like me. So till the birth of peace on earth that only love can bring, I'll help it grow by loving everything. I love myself the way I am. still I want to grow. But change outside can only come when deep inside I know I'm beautiful and capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. Yes, I love myself just the way I am. Happy birthday, Mom. I love you so much. I'm so proud of all of the amazing work you've had to do this year, all of the overcoming you've had to do, all the growth that you've done. You're such an amazing role model. You're always encouraging me to do my best and encouraging me to be my best. And I always appreciate how much time we get to spend together and how much work we get to accomplish together and all the things that we're going to be able to do together in our new year, this next chapter of your life. I'm so excited to be a part of it and see what wonderful things happen. I love you so much. I'm so proud of everything that you've been able to do this year, and I can't wait to see what you're going to do next year. Love you. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much, Matthew, for that wonderful joy song, my favorite, and for that lovely, lovely birthday tribute. Thank you so much. I love you. Well, today we're going to talk about the concept of focus from two distinct perspectives. The first is to provide information and tools to help us become present in the here and now. And the second is to learn to bring clarity to our innermost feelings, to bring them into focus as we would a camera lens. So, let's begin by discussing ways to become more fully present in our day-to-day activities. Now, focus is the art of giving our full attention to what is at any given moment, to consciously choose to surrender our need to be everywhere at once and accept our ability to honor the present moment. While it's true that the concept of mindfulness, of being fully present, has been discussed repeatedly by great masters of the mystical traditions and by modern psychology, something within us seems to resist the process or misunderstand its importance to our spiritual life. My goal is to have this lesson clarify some of those issues. Now, when I spoke recently of Gurdjieff's body of teachings called The Work, we went over two invaluable methods for helping us stay in the present moment. One is self-observation, and the other is self-remembering. The inner observer is the aspect of our consciousness that remains separate from our everyday awareness. When we call on our inner observer, we'll often find that we're scattering our thoughts. The observer will gently remind us without blame or shame to return to the present moment. Self-remembering is the process of bringing ourselves back to the here and now. Well, as simple as these ideas seem, they require a great deal of self-discipline. And this is why I want to talk about the benefits of focusing, to remind us of how important this activity is in every area of our lives. First of all, let's recall a principle that I often bring up during my talks, and I'm certainly going to bring up right now. We are not human beings trying to have spiritual experiences. In truth, we are spiritual beings learning to have human experiences. Now, unless we really accept this premise, we'll be working against our primary instincts for self-fulfillment. In other words, if we deny our humanity by avoiding our dark side and strive to be otherworldly or spiritual, we're actually keeping ourselves from self-discovery and self-actualization. We make concerted efforts to keep ourselves safe, by distancing ourselves from our dark side and attempt to keep our minds busy by filling them with everything else. The result causes inner conflict, confusion, and a lack of true self-knowledge. Now, the way out of this dilemma is to understand that acceptance of our dark side opens the way to becoming fully human, and acceptance of our inner spirituality, which is already there and always has been, enables us to have the strength and inner power to bring the darkness into the light. Understanding the power of focus in relation to mindfulness helps us do that. Now, the first insight as to why focusing is an important spiritual practice relates to our relationship with ourselves and our everyday activities. The Buddhists refer to our everyday mental activities as being run by the monkey mind. That is, a mental state that is constantly in motion, moving here, there, and everywhere, seldom taking the time to resolve one situation before moving on to another and another and another. For us, it can run the gamut from being mildly irritating to provoking anxiety and depression within us, because we're often confused and moving faster than we really would choose. We say, "Look how many things I can do at once. I'm saving time and proving that I'm a capable and intelligent human being." Unfortunately, there can be serious consequences to a day of multitasking. Did I really pack everything I needed in my suitcase? Did I really listen to the message my employer left me? Did I lock the door when I left the house? Where are my keys? Did I forget any appointments? So many questions we ask ourselves after a day of exercising the monkey mind. Where was I when this happened? Where did I go when I thought I did this? Again, too much. Sometimes, even though there are consequences for excessive multitasking, there are times when we'll say to ourselves, "Well, the busier I am, the less time I have to worry about my problems." Now, this is probably true. However, as we just discussed, it just exacerbates the problem. So we come to see that avoiding our challenges actually interferes with our true purpose, which is the integration of our many selves. Another point to consider is that no matter what our age, listen carefully, we tend to experience walking from one room to another and having to stop for a moment and think, "Why did I come in here?" I know you can relate to that. There can be scientific reasons for that I'd like to share with you now. When people enter a room or a new environment, our primal brain does a little bit of a reset. From an evolutionary perspective, this phenomenon has been around since the dawn of our human existence. By resetting and taking in information about the new environment, we can scan for predators and dangers that might be lurking around. So when we walk from our bedroom to the kitchen, that same instinct to scan for danger can lead us to losing our train of thought. Knowing this fact can be of tremendous benefit to us as we realize the importance of focusing on our specific task and realizing how our movements can affect our concentration. It's no wonder we have a difficult time focusing with so much going on inside our heads. Once again, the key to calming the monkey mind and zeroing in on the present moment is discipline, self-observation, and self-remembering. we must come to the point where we realize the necessity of focus and mindfulness. This will allow us to complete our goals in a timely way without a series of interruptions and distractions, and give us greater peace of mind, knowing that we gave our attention to every step of our journey. Well, we will come back and talk about more tips and tools and methods to help us focus and become more fully present. Right now, let's listen to some beautiful music from Brent Mitchell and Matthew J. Evans.
This song is, or was a very big hit for Barbra Streisand. And from the musical Funny Girl, words by Bob Merrill and music by Julie Stein. People. One, two. People who need people are the luckiest people in the world. We're children needing other children, yet letting our grown-up pride hide all the needs, acting more like children than children. Lovers are very special people. They're the luckiest people in the world. With one person, one very special person, a feeling deep in your soul says you are half my own. No more hunger and thirst, but first be a person who needs people. People who need people are the luckiest people in the world. Children needing other children, and yet letting our grown-up pride hide all the need inside, acting a lot more like children than children. Very special people, and they're the luckiest people in the world. With one person, one very special person, a feeling deep in your soul says you are half my whole. No more hunger and thirst, and first be a person who needs people. People who need people are the luckiest people in the world. by Julie Stein, words by Bob Merrill. From Funny Girl, 1963. Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you, Brett. That was just beautiful. Great job.
Thank you so much, Brett Mitchell and Matthew J. Evans. What a beautiful, beautiful rendition of a truly powerful song, one of my favorites. Thank you. Well, we're talking about the power of focus, also known as mindfulness, as living in the present moment, being in the now. Now, of course, most spiritual teachers talk about the importance of that, but today I wanted to add the word focus and give it two distinct meanings. The one that we've been talking about is the kind of focus that helps us actually zero in and pay attention to what is going on in our lives, to follow a focused thread, to have a plan of action, to concentrate, to stick with it, and to not let the monkey mind interfere by bringing up other topics or reminding us of other things we should have done last week. So, focus is extremely important in not only getting our activities done, but really paying attention to how we do it. Paying attention is probably one of the greatest gifts we can ever give to ourselves or anyone else. Paying attention. And the more attention we pay, the more we have a tendency to surround our tasks with love instead of thinking of other things to distract ourselves from the boring task that we have to do again and again and again. Our spiritual masters, our mystical teachers tell us that the goal is to love what we do, to love it, and to see the face of God in it. Now, the most difficult challenge to having this information pointed out to us is that too often we respond to the accusation that we weren't listening by saying, I was listening. I heard every word you said. Now, of course, if we refuse to acknowledge the problem, then we're unable to work on a solution. The result of not working on the problem to arrive at a solution is that so many of us end up feeling as though we're not being heard. Most of us have that feeling that we're not being heard, and I've heard it in counseling countless numbers of times, and I've said it to others. Others have said it to me. We feel as though we're not being heard. Now, unless we're truly willing to be more focused and more present for others, we won't admit that this is a problem for us. So, choosing to be focused during our time with others offers us the opportunity to have deeper and more authentic relationships, along with helping to discipline our monkey mind. Now, we need to remember to check in with our observer on a regular basis to make sure we're still at home. As Gurdjieff was fond of saying, in order for us to be fully present, we need to be at home. Now, let's go to the second perspective on the topic of being fully present, which is a type of psychospiritual therapy developed by Eugene Gendlin from the University of Chicago called focusing. According to Dr. Gendlin, most of us spend a great deal of our time ignoring or even trying to silence our inner response to all that is happening in our lives. We were discussing that before in a different context. We try to stop the dark thoughts from happening. Now, through the process of focusing, we give ourselves the opportunity to become open and centered on the usually ignored body's inner sensations. Dr. Gendlin has said that our body knows more about situations than we're aware of. Our body picks up more than we consciously realize. And with training, we can learn to get a bodily feel for this important information and use those insights to solve some of our greatest challenges. Now, as I mentioned before, the name focusing is not used in the conventional idea of focused attention. Dr. Gendlin chose this word as a recognition of deep and unacknowledged sensations that could gradually be brought into focus as we might adjust a pair of binoculars to bring a blurry image into clarity or focus. That kind of focusing. What was once unclear or muddied now becomes clear, and it's done not only with the brain or with the heart. It's a mind, heart, and body connection because we truly are one, and the body is a very important part of our problem solving because it holds a great deal of our emotions, including our challenges, of course. The process of focusing begins with the recognition that our current levels of thinking and feeling don't go deep enough to give us the insights about what's really challenging us. Dr. Gendlin points out that if we have to ask ourselves, should I go with my head or my heart, we've not nearly gone deeply enough to bring our mind, heart, and body to the situation. Now, focusing can be done with a trained therapist, certified in focusing, or it can be done by ourselves during times of meditation. But the important thing to remember before we begin talking about the process and before we begin engaging the process is to agree that we are willing to walk past our usual feelings. I feel bad, I feel depressed, I have inner child issues, the usual feelings and thoughts about our particular challenge, which we might be willing to share, but then we walk right past them as though that were the deepest part of our issues. But we need to go past our usual feelings and thoughts about our particular challenge and the uncomfortable feelings that go with them. We can be sitting there in meditation and say, oh, I've gotten a sense awareness and I am now focused. And now I understand more about my challenges. But the tendency to do that is too strong to ignore during the process. So we need to say to ourselves before entering into a session with a trained certified teacher or alone in meditation, we have to know that we're going to try to fool ourselves and to not buy into it. So focusing involves 6 steps. The first step is called clearing a space. Now this means going into meditation and taking time in the quiet to let go of our extraneous thoughts and feelings, which means observing them without getting caught up in them. Now the next step is called getting a felt sense, which is when we focus our attention on the center of our body and internally ask a question. For example, what am I worried about? Or what do I need? At this time, it's important to wait patiently for an answer. Continue to ask questions. What's wrong? Why do I feel this way? Whatever question comes up, until you have a felt sense of what the answer might be. And this is beyond the 4 functions of consciousness, beyond thinking or feeling, and even beyond intuition. It's a felt sense. It's a holistic experience. The next step is called finding a handle, which is simply putting the felt sense into words. We have to find words for that felt sense. What is a word that comes close to this deep and new felt sense that we have? The next step is called resonating, which is a process of checking to see if those words fit and continuing to use words until you resonate with them. And so we're calling them two steps, and they really could be part of one activity. The important thing is not only to identify the felt sense, but to actually resonate with it. The fifth step is asking, why does this have me stuck? Why am I stuck in this? Why has it meant so much to me that I've hidden it from my awareness for so long? And so we go back and forth finding answers to this question until we achieve a felt shift, which is otherwise referred to as an aha moment. A felt shift from the consciousness I was experiencing before with the hidden agenda to an opening in our awareness. Aha, now this is the beginning of an understanding. And then we ask, what can I do to make even the smallest change? What can I do? And the sixth step is called receiving, which is a process of asking deeper questions, integrating the new insights, and feeling that a permanent change is forthcoming. Now, these steps are not necessarily linear. These stages can come in different ways, but it's important to be aware of what our goal is and what we're willing to do to achieve it, to achieve a mind, heart, body integration and transformation. In other words, focusing is a process by which you go past the old mindsets, make a conscious connection between your mind, heart, and body, identify the new insights, clarify them, name them, ask for direction as to what to do about it, and then be willing to receive it. For more information, go to the focusing websites. And if you're interested, find a certified therapist. This focusing therapy has been going on since the late 70s, and there are centers all over the world. For me, focusing is a powerful path to greater self-knowledge and deeper integration into our essential self. And both these concepts of focusing that we've discussed today will help immeasurably in terms of genuine self-acceptance and the ability to recognize and use more of our divine gifts of the Spirit.
Take a deep breath now and relax as we move into our time of meditation, inner contemplation, and integration of today's message. We are so powerful, so blessed, and so loved. In truth, we are safe because we know we are one with our divine nature, one with omnipresent Spirit, and one with the universal plan of unfoldment of our divine potential. And so today we value and trust the concept of focus. We pay attention to even what we consider the most mundane things, because every moment we are on a conscious search for God, Spirit, life itself. And when we are focused, when we are at home in our consciousness, we look upon everything in our lives with the awareness that we have found what we are looking for. Another aspect of the face of God. We become more at peace, more conscious of our many blessings, more aware of how to love and be loved, more fully present, more grateful. And so we remember. We remind our observer to tell us to be more present, to be more involved, to be aware of the goodness all around us, even in the midst of our challenges. And for the power of focus, we say thank you. Thank you. And so it is. Amen.
Friends, now is the time in our service where we bless the offering that we would share with Unity of San Luis Obispo. Unity of San Luis Obispo, we affirm, is a thriving ministry, open to expressing our good and to receiving our good from others. I would ask you to share a portion of your bounty with Unity of San Luis Obispo today, to recognize that this is a place where you often get your spiritual inspiration, and to give thanks for that in the form of a tithe enables you to open your heart even more strongly to the spiritual inspiration that is everywhere present. And so thank you for being part of our weekly congregation, our worldwide congregation, and thank you for sharing a portion of your good with us. And the amount isn't important. A little, a lot, it's not important at all. The important thing is the gesture to giving, where you receive your spiritual food or spiritual inspiration, and opening the door to the law of attraction, the law of reciprocity, the law of giving and receiving. Also, it's a tremendous blessing to Unity of San Luis Obispo to receive your tithes, because a portion of everything we receive goes to support organizations that support civil rights and planetary reform. So thank you for your support. It goes farther than you can imagine. Let's speak the words of our prosperity statement together. Freely I give, freely I receive. God is my source.
Here's a song from the Great American Songbook, 1926. It does go back a ways, of course, as does the Great American Songbook. It's called Deed I Do. Moves right along, it swings. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Deed I do.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Oh, I do. I think we both do.
Yeah, I know. It was fun.
That was so much fun. Oh, man.
Deed I do, really.
Thank you so much, Brett Mitchell and Matthew J. Evans. Another wonderful performance. How joy-inspiring and how energetic and how fun. Thank you so very much. Let's sing our peace song, shall we?
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. a joyful vow to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And now let's speak the words of our prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Friends, please remember to press the like button and also share your comments with us. We really enjoy hearing from you. Also, please tune in to the latest episode of our Get Off Your Affirmation podcast. The episode is titled The Creative Process, From Idea to Manifestation. It's available anywhere you get your podcasts, and of course, it's free of charge. God bless you. Stay focused. And have a wonderful week. You deserve it.
Every single person living peace in what we do. Only then will our dream come true. Only then will our dream come true. Only then will our dream